Hi, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've seen you, and since you've seen me. Um, the last time we spoke, I gave somewhat vague of a description of exactly what was going on, and I know that my community posts in that time weren't exactly the most helpful in figuring out what the situation was. I was like, "Your boy is homeless" with a question mark in parentheses because while it was true that I did not live anywhere at that point in time, the situation wasn't that bad. Um, Let me explain everything that happened in the order that it unfolded, so that way you can get a bit of an understanding as to where I've been and what's been going on. Um, so what day was this? Was this Thursday night? The what date? What date would it have been? 2 Thursdays ago. So the fourth to the 20, whatever. 2 weeks ago on Thursday, I can't remember what day of the month that was. Um, I was having a bit of a gas. I was watching Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with some of my PlayStation friends, and when the movie was over, I was gonna go to sleep because I was very tired that night. I was gonna go to bed, get up, and record a couple of videos. It's funny because I did have some videos that I wanted to put out before all this stuff happened, but let's continue with the story. The movie gets almost over, and then my PlayStation and my TV both just turned off, and I was like, "Huh." So I'm going through my apartment, flipping switches, trying to see what I can get to turn on. Turn on. The clock on my microwave is out. The clock on my oven is out. I'm just like, what's going on? So I check the breakers, flip them all, reset them all. Still nothing. No power of any kind to speak of whatsoever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed and we'll sort this out in the morning. So I go to bed. Uh, and then there's an automated voice that comes over the intercom, which I didn't even think would still be active with no power. But it's like, "May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? A fire has been reported in the building. Please evacuate the building. Do not use the elevator." And then it repeats that same sort of message. So I'm like, "What the fuck's going on? There's a fire in the building?" So I'm scrambling. I grab my jacket. I grab no socks. I grab my Adidas slides. Don't grab my wallet. I grab my phone. I grab a hat, and I bust out the door. I grab my keys. I did grab my keys. Bust out the door. It's pretty cold outside. I live in the Midwest. It was like 30, something like that outside. We're all standing outside the building trying to figure out what's going on. None of us see any smoke. None of us see a fire. A couple of fire trucks do show up, but they don't have their sirens on, so clearly there's nothing crazy going on. So we just went back inside the building and waited in like the middle between the first and second floor by the stairs where the back exit was that we all used to get out of the building. We sit there and we wait for a while to figure out, like, to find out what the situation is, what's going on, why we had to stand outside in the cold, and come to find out that there was no fire, but we still don't know exactly what happened. But we do know that the first floor is utterly flooded. Um, but The security guard tells us that, like, we can go back to our apartments. There's no immediate danger. They don't know where we're gonna get power and water back to our units, but the building still seems to have power, and the elevators are still working and all that good stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I was thinking to myself, I was like, I should I should go get some bottled water and bring it up with me because I don't know how long it's gonna be before again we have any water to drink. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. I was like, I'm just gonna go up, and then tomorrow I'll go get drinking water. So I get on the elevator with this lady that also lives in the building. We go up. I live on the seventh floor of this building. We get to the seventh floor. Elevator just completely stops dead in its tracks. It's done. It's a wrap. It's not going up or down. And I'm in my brain. I'm like, it's a wrap for me. It's over for my life. It's over for me. I've never been stuck in an elevator before. I've never been trapped like that before. So we call 911. They're like, well, we have people in the area, people in the building, so we'll get some guys up there as soon as possible. I am oily today. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so oily today. But We sit in there for what feels like anywhere between a half hour to 45 minutes. Um, to her credit, her name is Kyra. To her credit, she held out for a very long time before she started panicking. I did my best to not panic externally because I was like, if we're both panicking, then when fire and rescue does get here and they try to help us in the situation, if neither of us can, collect ourselves and speak, it's not going to be any easier for anybody. So I stayed calm on the outside for as long as I could. They're like, hey, do you think we're about level? And I was like, well, I could see that you guys were shining a light at the bottom of the elevator, so I think we're mostly level. They eventually, okay, here's the scary part. They had to kill all the power to the elevator. So like up until that point, the light was still on, but they killed all power. Light was off, floor indicator was off, pitch black in there. I'm trapped in this metal death box that is completely dark. I started freaking out a little bit, I'll admit. But they get the door open, we get out. I go back to my apartment after thanking them. I go to sleep. Well, I had a little bit of a conversation with Jesus before I went to sleep, but I went to sleep. I woke up, called my parents. I was like, hey, there's no power or water in the building. We don't really know what the situation is, but can I just come hang out with you guys until I get an update? So I'll go to my parents' house. I'm hanging out. And then I check the building's website because there's like a community function in therein. And it's like, oh, there was a pipe burst. And that's why all this stuff happened. A pipe burst and took out the power and the water in the building entirely somehow. And I was like, okay. They're like, yeah, we know that this is a bit of an inconvenience, but if you want, we can put you up in the Marriott for the weekend. I was like, okay. So I go up there to hang out because it's the Marriott and I get to stay there for free. Why wouldn't I? And I check the next day, there's an update that's like, oh, expect to be there until the following Friday, the 26th, I believe. And I was like, okay. And then a couple days later, it's like, oh, we're not going to be able to get the building back up and running until May. And so I'm looking at that and I'm like, I just moved into this place and now I just don't have an apartment until at least May? What the hell? And then to make matters worse, the Marriott could only host us all there until March 5th, which was 2 days ago as I'm recording this. So we found out about this on around the 23rd. So it's basically you have a week and a half to figure out where you're going to live. All of us. And it sucks. Not everybody that I know was able to, was in a situation like I was and was lucky enough to get past it. I had to throw away most of the food I had in my refrigerator before all this happened anyway, because there was no electricity to my refrigerator. That was a really annoying situation. But I really had to rely on two of my friends in the situation. One of them helped me move all of my important stuff out, and I'm just gonna, have to live with some of the stuff that I had to leave there. And then my friend Michael, who I've told you guys about, has that awesome Twitch channel, twitch.tv/IRLGoku. He was so nice as to put me up in his spare room, and I'm probably just going to be here for a good while. So I know that there was just a transition from one recording space to another recording space, and now we're in a third, totally brand new recording space. And this might be pseudo-permanent. I really don't know. But your boy was in a really bad situation for a while. I was very stressed. My mental health was not great during this time period. I also had to spend a lot of money on food to eat because, as you can imagine, there's no range kitchen in a Marriott hotel room to be cooking. So overall, the situation was very stressful, but I got moved in. We're good. In the comments, can I get some appreciation for the boy Michael? Can I get a hashtag thank you Michael or just a thank you Michael or something like that in the comments? Please go check out his Twitch. I don't know when he's going to be streaming again. He's taking a bit of a break, but I'm usually there. So if you're skeptical, then expect to see me there. It might ease your troubles. But yeah, I'm not even going to plug my own Twitch. Just check him out, man. Please. He's a great guy. Super helpful, super nice, super sweet. He's going to hate that I said all of this stuff about him. He doesn't handle that type of compliment too well, but so be it. So be it. He's a great guy. You're just being obnoxious, aren't you? Anyway, So yeah, that's what the situation was. That's why I said I was homeless, and then I was no longer homeless, because legitimately for about a week and a half, I had nowhere to live, and it's like cool. But the building that I lived in was so kind as to give me back my security deposit plus my most recent rent payment. So that was nice. I haven't gotten my deposit back from the Marriott though. I've come up off of so much money lately, man. But I appreciate you guys for being supportive. A lot of you guys were like, okay, any of you that might have joined the channel or bought merch or something like that to help me get through that crisis, you're greatly appreciated. And then to those of you that couldn't do that and just watched a bunch of videos and didn't skip any ads, I appreciate you guys too. I love you guys so much. I take pride in my little community here, my little tribe of people, because you know, beyond the people that are just here for Unis Honest or Chris Evans or Paul Rudd or Rhett and Link or whatever the case may be, at the core, I have a bunch of people that just care about me. I really appreciate that. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do, and I cherish you guys. Thanks for rocking with me while I was trying to figure all that stuff out. But we're gonna get back to business. I have some videos that I wanted to upload that are, one of them is definitely out of date now. It's about WandaVision, but I'm gonna put that video out, and then I'll probably review the entirety of WandaVision. I still haven't even reviewed The Mandalorian, so we'll see how long that takes. But there's a Raya and the Last Dragon review coming out. I'm gonna get back into the swing of things. I'm gonna get things back to normal. It's just gonna be a while, and I hope that you guys can bear with me on that. But I appreciate you guys more than you know, and I'll see you guys next time.